Hey guys, right, so let's talk about DOMS. What are DOMS? Delayed onset muscle soreness is what DOMS stand for. And that is that dull, aching soreness in a muscle group that has been the target of hard training in recent time, right? So, if you find yourself limping down the stairs after leg day, find yourself struggling to brush your teeth after a shoulder workout, that, my friend, is DOMS. It's not limited to lifters. Runners, athletes of all types actually can experience DOMS when they try an activity that stretches or works their muscles in new ways or from new angles. Now, delayed onset muscle soreness can be especially a big problem for lifters who are trying out new training programs, or they're getting back into strength training after a long period of time away. Now, it's thought to be caused by the eccentric portion of a movement, so that would be kind of when your body's being stretched by a weight. So, for example, the lowering of a dumbbell in a bicep curl, or the lowering of yourself from a pull-up bar, or even the sinking into a squat. That's what we call the eccentric portion. And DOMS should not be confused with acute muscle soreness, which can start just a minute or two after you finish an activity or a particularly intense set in the gym. That type of soreness, that type of soreness can result in form accumulating hydrogen ions or lactate from muscle fatigue, or just form an intense muscle pump. Now, it used to be thought that delayed onset muscle soreness was similar to acute muscle soreness, specifically the buildup of the lactic acid in the muscle tissue. However, in recent research, this has actually been disproven. It's now clear that DOMS is not just a post-workout soreness, but an inflammatory response to exercise-induced muscle damage, as well as to connective tissues such as tendons and ligaments. And this requires different treatment. Now, DOMS can normally kick in anywhere from 24 to 72 hours after exercise, and in severe cases it could last up to a week. Now, DOMS affect everybody, right? Or can affect everybody, I should say. Younger, less conditioned athletes may be more likely to experience DOMS, since they're exposing their muscles to unfamiliar stress and damage. However, older and more experienced athletes will also frequently experience delayed onset muscle soreness despite their muscular maturity and conditioning. Now, you're probably asking, how do you prevent DOMS? Well, sometimes DOMS are actually unavoidable. For example, if you haven't trained for a long time and you suddenly start to become a bit more active, unfortunately, you're going to feel some sort of DOMS, right? Now, you could minimize this by introducing unfamiliar exercise slowly and going with kind of progressive overload, right? So rather than going full steam ahead and saying, yeah, I know how to do that, I'm going to hit it. If you do that, you're gonna have some DOMS. But if you go in slowly, you can minimize it. Warming up well could make the world of a difference. I'd suggest 5-10 minutes on a cardiovascular machine, get the blood pumping and the heart rate up a bit, and then what I like to do is actually warm up on the actual exercise you're doing before the working sets. So I'd normally have about 3, 4, maybe 5 warm-up sets before I actually hit that working set, right? Foam rolling is also a great idea, since research has shown that it enhances range of motion before training and relieves stiffness. If you've already got DOMS, how do you treat them? Now, it used to be thought that speeding up recovery and preventing DOMS was as simple as increasing protein, fats, and carbohydrates. Now, this could certainly help overall recovery, but unfortunately, it won't have a dramatic impact on soreness. Until recently, the most popular anti-DOMS research for athletes has been to use non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, such as ibuprofen. Unfortunately, chronically using these over-the-counter painkillers can impair muscle protein synthesis and can damage the liver. What's more, they're not thought to be particularly effective at combating the specific type of inflammation that creates the DOMS. Now, what I advise people to do and what I find works, the best that you're gonna get would be beating DOMS with the activity approach, right? And what that would be, and it doesn't sound like much fun, but it's lightly training the muscles that are sore, right? So what I normally say is, if you had a heavy leg day, you wake up in the morning, you've got DOMS, find it hard to walk, I'd say go out for a walk, right? Or, if you're going to the gym, go to the gym and hit the cross trainer for about 10 minutes. And that is just going to get the blood circulating through those muscles, right? Now, by lightly training the muscles that are sore, it's been shown to help boost the blood flow to the region and decrease the soreness. Again, it sounds silly, but it works, right? You're pushing the blood, you're pushing the nutrients into that affected muscle group. Now, training while still sore from your previous workout can help to decrease future soreness and allow the body to adapt at a faster rate. If a leg workout made you sore, avoid squatting heavy again the next day. It ain't gonna feel good. But as I said, some light leg work or jumping on a cross trainer could be exactly what you need, pushing that blood into that muscle. So there we go, guys. That's all about DOMS, what they are, how to kind of avoid them, which is kind of unavoidable anyway, and what to do if you get them. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I had to think about that one. And as always, train hard, keep it live, and get that dirty pump.